Hey guys and girls, this is Gordon Overkill, and surprise surprise, I'm going to show you a new game that I have not played on this channel so far. The game is called Dominions 4. I personally am a very big fan of the whole Dominion series since the very first Dominion. I've played the first two Dominions just in single player. In Dominions 3 I started a little with multiplayer, and in Dominions 4 I will try to become a decent multiplayer Dominions player. We will see if that works. The game that I am going to show you now was my very first multiplayer game. Like I said, it was because due to the very nature of this game being a multiplayer game, as in its best version, I do not want to upload these videos while I'm playing the game. My very first multiplayer game has just ended, and here you can see the turns. I have kept them all, and I will go through these turns together with you and show you what I did good, what I maybe did not so good, and I can already tell you, since it was my very first game, I totally sucked, but you will see that later. So in order to know what to expect, this will be how to not play Dominions 4 video. It shows a couple of noob mistakes that you should surely not make. However, let us start into the game with Sauromatia's War of Conquest turn 1. I have got like this because I hoped that I would go conquer the world. In the end, well, you'll see. However, this is the first turn. Let's open it. Here you can see that the nation we're going to play as Sauromatia. First, a couple of words to the game Dominions. The story is that there has been a great and mighty god in this realm in which we play. I think he's called the Pantocrator, and he had the absolute supremacy in heavens, and during his reign there was order in the world, and all the other pretender gods were not able to rise to power. And at one point this Pantocrator suddenly disappeared, and at that point a war broke out among all those half-gods, mighty beings of the world who are fighting for the empty throne of the highest god. And that's the war that this game deals about. And in this particular multiplayer game I played the nation of Sauromatia. Sauromatia is a nation of Amazons mainly. You see here these little troops. These are Sauromatian archers, little Amazon archers. These are lancers. I'll show you a couple more of the armies that I can recruit with this nation. Here on top you see the commanders that can be recruited, that lead the armies. Below you see the ordinary units, and you can already see which units I recruited in the very first turn. These are two of these Olopatas, which are lizard riders. They are some of the sacred units of this nation, which means they cost less upkeep and they can be blessed. They are not the worst units, but I recruited them because I did not know what else to do. I just decided very spontaneously to play this game, and I did not have a real strategy, and that turned out to be a big mistake. However, I recruited two of those. I recruited two Sauromatian archers and a little Hydra hatchling because I hoped I could make use of them. Didn't work, however. And in addition, I recruited an Inari, which is a mage and soothsayer who has got the ability to tell the fortune, so preventing bad events to happen, and he is astral death and nature mage. Not bad. I recruited these guys as researchers, which turned out not to be the perfect option either. However, that's what I did in the first turn. In addition, you can see these units with which I start. The first is here, Arimaxis, the chieftain, a rider with a standard, so his units have a little better moral. And at the very first turn I decided that he should become the prophet of my deity. As a prophet he gets some holy priestly powers that he should use. The second unit is Magnus the Scout, a little stealthy unit that can walk around and scout these provinces for more detailed information. And here you can see Nimazat. Nimazat is a fountain of blood, and this is my deity that I played. bloody fountain that possesses a virgin girl in order to interact with the outside world. Horrible, strong mage of blood with blood magic level 9, fearsome enemy. But actually I had not thought very much about that either. I just took the first god that looked cool to me. That was not a wise choice, because actually Sauromatia is not a very good blood magic nation. Better than others, but a lot worse than many others, and I should rather have made another god. But however, that's what I did in the first turn. So I recruited these armies. I have decided to make this guy my prophet. I started to research with this fountain, and the first aim of my research was alteration, because I hoped to reach alteration level 4 for the swarm spell, just in case somebody would try to rush me. Swarm could slow them down. It's a nice spell, but my strategy was not really a strategy. However, that was the first turn, and Magnus the Scout goes to this province in the north. In the very first turn you do not have any information about the surrounding provinces, so it's wise to scout them at first. You get information from the second turn on, and then you can send your army without risking to send it into a terrible situation where it could get destroyed. However, that's the first turn. Let's take a look at the next one. Here, turn 2. In the first turn, certain events happened. You can see that a whole lot of nations proclaimed who should be their prophets. One of them is Sauromatia. As I showed you, the prophet is Arimaxis. Here you can see him. Now he's got this prophet sign here. He is now also sacred and blessed, and he's got a holy power of 3, which is not so bad. In addition, we got some scouting information about the surrounding lands. This is a throne, a special feature in Dominions 4, which I should later tell you a little about. And it's heavily defended, as you can see, with 80 lizard warriors. That's not easy. There are a couple of war elephants and heavy infantries in this province. Here there are Amazons and Griffin Riders. This was actually a very lucky province that gave me hope that my strategy might work, but you'll see. Here we've got some cavemen who are strong in melee but not so strong in ranged combat. And here there are some light cavalries and militias, which is the weakest province. And for those who don't know the game, it's quite important to conquer those surrounding provinces of your capital as quickly as you can, because the fortification of the capital allows you to collect resources from the neighboring provinces as soon as you capture them. So at the moment you can see this province has got 44 resources, due to the fact that I choose a high sloth rating, slow production for my race. I thought that would not be so bad. So it is very important in the first turns to conquer these surrounding provinces in order to get these resources scaled a little up. The first province to be conquered is this one, the province of Troban, which is just lightly defended, and I sent the prophet directly over there. Also I sent this first mage with him, because he should search for magic sites. God continued to research. And what did I do with the guys I recruited? I put them into the army of the prophet, except for this Hydra hatchling. I hope to build another army with Hydras later. Actually, I did not have a real serious plan. There are much better ways to expand with this nation, but I just didn't know it at that point of time. However, I recruited a couple of additional Hydra hatchlings and a Hydra tamer, because I hoped that they would be a good army to a good second expansion army. That's what I did in that turn. Well, let's see how this worked out. Turn 3. So, there was a battle. First thing to do is take a look at the results of this battle. As you can see, the province previously owned by independents has been conquered by our forces. That's what I hoped for. But we had some losses. 4 of those 10 lancers died. Let us now see how exactly this battle developed. This is my army. You see that I put those lancers a little in front. The bowmen are in the back, together with the mage here and the commander. On the other side, there are the enemy cavalries on the left flank. They've got mounted archers in the back and some infantry militias in front. So, see how it works. First thing that my prophet did was he cast blessing in order to bless himself, and the infantry battle starts. Cavalry against cavalry, while they have got support from their militias. And already a couple of my cavalries died. That was not so good. Maybe there was a better way to do that. But well, the starting army is just not incredibly powerful. It's hard to avoid some losses. Especially these heavy cavalries are quite tough. They are nothing to take easy. But now Arimaxis starts casting Smite, which is a dangerous offensive spell. It can only be cast by strong priests who've got a holy skill level of 3 or higher. So, and finally the enemy armies decided to rout, and the battle was won. Oh, totally forgot about these guys. Apparently they fought in the back. Maybe they killed the commander. However, that was the first battle. Quite successful, I guess. So, what did I do? I sent this army over there to the neighboring province. You can see that the prophet, due to this first win, became a member of the Hall of Fame of the greatest heroes in the world, gaining an Iron Will. Iron Will increases, what does it do? The magic resistance of a hero. Not too bad. But they don't take this mage with them this turn, because he directly starts searching for magic sites. Don't know if that's necessary to search from the very first turn. I think I would not do that again either. However, in the capital, the Hydra Tamer is now equipped, recruited, and I sent him together with the Hydras into battle. For some strange reason, I let them remain in the middle of the field, so they have to walk a long way until they meet the enemy. Well, however, that's what I did. And I started recruiting Androphag archers, who are a whole lot better than these ordinary archers. So I don't have a single clue why I recruited ordinary archers in the beginning. Or, yeah, Androphag archers are almost the same, but they've got poisoned arrows, which is of course a lot better. So, I tried to conquer not 1 but 2 provinces in this turn. With the starting army, I want to go up here to Giant's Rest and kill the caveman, and the Hydras shall care about the Amazons. Let's see how that works. Turn 4. So, what happened during this turn? At first, the research in alteration is completed, level 1 is researched. Then Colaxis, the mage, found a magic site, which is the Lithium Vale, and we've got these 2 battles. The first in Giant's Rest, the province previously owned by the Independents has been conquered by your forces. But you can see 3 more Lancers got killed, and even the both Sacreds, the Oyopatas, also got killed. That's heavy losses. Let's see how that happened. So I got the Sacreds down here on the flank, and I hope that they might maybe get around in order to kill the leaders, but you can see the enemy had also his troops split up, so they run directly into this strong troop of enemies. So their blessing doesn't really help them, because I've got this strong blood blessing, because my Pretender God started with 9 blood magic. That's not a very good blessing for this kind of units. I didn't know that. Now I'm a little wiser in this respect, but well. Meanwhile, up there the Lancers punched the other group to pieces and made them retreat, but also they got quite a heavy beating, and you see the remaining Lancers also decided to retreat, but luckily the bowmen shot them, so the enemy army routed completely. That was the first battle. And the second one in Durland. Oh, how our forces were beaten by the defending forces of the Independence. 5 of the 10 Hydra hatchlings died. A whole lot of Amazons died. Everybody except the sorceress, to be precise. So let's take a look what happened there. You see, they've got flying Griffin Riders who directly attack the Hydras in the very first turn, but they get poisoned by the poisonous aura of these Hydra hatchlings. Also, the hatchlings regenerate later. But you can see this mage directly starts throwing fire darts, offensive spells at the Hydras. That's not so good, of course. They've got a nice moral, but they've got very low protection stuff. I don't know, does protection work against fire darts? However, you see one Hydra hatchling is already on fire. Now they attack the other Amazons in melee. They've got a very nice moral. 11 is above average. So this time I still hope. There's still hope that they might maybe win and the enemy could retreat. They all get poisoned from the aura. But here again, fire darts coming in. Hydra's getting a little beating, and now, no, not yet. I think it was a little bad luck, it could have worked. The enemy gets lots of damage, but the enemy does not retreat, therefore the Hydras retreat. But now you can see, I will have to go quicker, that all these enemy soldiers are poisoned and they all die on their way to retreat. The only guy who remains is this sorcerer with a couple of blood slaves around. However, this battle was lost and that kind of ruined my expansion strategy. Because due to this river, the starting army is not able to attack this province. So they have to return to the capital in order to get reinforcements. Meanwhile, I pick up the new Hydra hatchlings and send the Hydras in there again in hopes of finishing off what they began this turn. I also started recruiting a big fat Hydra, which is damn it's 250 gold for one Hydra. That's a whole lot, but it causes fear, it is resistant to certain attacks, and it is poisonous and regenerates quite quickly. So it's a very tough monster, but it takes endless amounts of money. That's what I recruited, and I also started recruiting new mages in order to get my research done. I continue researching alteration. Well, I think that was this turn. Let us take one more turn for this first episode. Turn 5. Maybe that's the turn that I did not keep. We'll see. At first, that's what happened. There was a battle in Durland. How does this battle end this time? The province previously owned by Independence has been conquered. So this time the Hydra hatchlings have been able to kill the remaining Amazon. Also, the last nation in the game chooses profit. And one of the other players already claimed the throne. Well, however, let us take a short look at this battle. I think this time it should be easy, so I will do it in quick mode. There is again this Garnet Amazon, or this sorceress, firing lots of fireflies and flaming darts. Oh, that was the first Hydra. But now they reach melee range, and that's of course the end of the Amazons. Easy battle. Well, what did I do in this turn? This guy searches for magic sites in the next province. By the way, we could take a small look at the Lithium Veil. It gives an additional death magic gem per turn. Not that bad. Because this province is quite heavily defended with 2 huge war elephants, I decide to get my armies together and attack this province with both at once. What was here was the button. So these are all the armies that attack the province in this turn. At the very north, I've got the captain with the whom does he have with him? He's got these archers with him. There are not many archers left. And he's got the sacreds with him. We're taught to attack the enemy rear in order to flank them if possible. Then we've got these militias in the center to block off the enemy attackers, I hope so. And we've got the Hydra and the Hydra hatchlings in the very south, so hopefully they do not collide with the other troops which are not poison resistant. So that's how I hope to conquer this province. In addition, after conquering this province, I found out that here I can, as soon as there's a lab, I can recruit these Garnet sorceresses, who are blood mages, which are quite cheap to recruit, and they give me the chance to get a serious blood economy rolling. And that would maybe make my blood pretender useful in the long term. At least that's what I hoped. And my recruitment for this turn is just one researcher and two of these sacreds, the Oyopatas. Well, that's the first 5 turns of my first Dominions 4 multiplayer game. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you again for the next episode. Bye everybody.